Hi, Jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, January 17th. You have to excuse me, I just worked out, so. But I wanted to get this in this morning before I went to work. So, what you're seeing behind me is something I brought home from Project Linus last weekend. We had our monthly meeting, and I brought way too much fabric home. But one of the things I did bring home is this, which is almost a complete top. It's a little narrow for the length that it is, so I'm thinking I can, either shorten it, like maybe lose this bit right here, the very top, and just chop it right there. And if I did that, it would be just the right, dimensions of length width for each other to do for like baby or toddler. Right next to it here, this is coordinating fabric, so clearly it all got donated together. We got a huge donation this month. In fact, there was even a separate block that someone did. So I'm thinking that I can maybe incorporate this into the back, and my thought was that, or I could just turn what I chop off of here and this block and what's left of this fabric here into a whole other top. I don't know. I got more fabric, but I'm thinking if I incorporate this as a wide strip into the back, that'll take quite a bit of that fabric up, and I'll use it all up. And yeah, and that'll be fun. And then I actually have, pardon my arm, this fabric was also donated, and it, I thought, would make, there's quite a bit of it, and I could use it for part of a back, but my thinking was it would make a really awesome binding. Really fun, that would kind of make all the colors pop out of that. So yeah, we have that. There's more of this fabric here. So there's all kinds of stuff to help build that out. Let me just show you all of this fabric that I brought back. Give me 1 second. This stack right here, this is just one of the stacks. This stack right here was, aside from this one just really pretty batik that's clearly supposed to be like lemons on branches here. Aside from that, the rest of these are all just really nice tonals that I thought would be good for paper piecing. There's, and using in blocks for other Linus quilts. So it's always good to have that. There is one other one that's not a tonal in here, and that's this one, which also actually goes with that really well. And this one here, which I'm not really sure, but the two of those go together. A lot of these go together, so clearly this all came from one person's stash. All right, that's stack number 1. Stack number 2 is a bunch of really good quality cream solid. Feels like good Kona cotton. There's 2 pretty large chunks here. Always good to have for sashing and stuff when doing my Linus quilts. A lot of times we get blocks in, but then we have to, turn them into a top. So, and along those lines, we have these all pre-cut squares that are in these bright colors, which also go with all of this. So that was my thought, was if I just chop this off and use this as a top so that it's already ready to go, then rather than use this for the back, I could piece another top with this and this. So clearly, again, it all came in together. So we have the solids here, and we have these bright solids right here. Here is stack number 3. Now this was some modern fabrics. This one we saw was in this already. So I may or may not use that in this one, but we also just have, we have some fun modern fabrics, and I thought it'd be fun to take this and make a modern toddler or kid quilt for Project Linus using some of these. So there's this one, which I thought was fun. These I just felt like would all make a fun quilt together, so I love chevrons. And I have some more chevron fabric that's sort of a burnt orange, so I don't know if I'll use that in this or not. Probably not, because I don't see any other oranges in here. There's some stripes, and this may not all go in the same quilt, but it all seemed to like coordinate together really well, including this solid here. We got some more stripes. We got this fun guy here. Just stuff I'm trying to like branch out a little bit, and you know, the modern stuff I feel like is really fun for kids, especially if you use some pops of bright colors. There's just a plain white Kona cotton. This is a strip of yellow, which could go in there somewhere, and of course the gray. So that's stack number 3. Stack number 4 is another modern style, modern fabrics, so I thought I could try another one. This one had some really fun, I really like this print. So there's that one. And then there's three fabrics here that I feel like really were intended to go together. 2 or 3 of them are the exact same print. So you've got this one here and this one, which are the exact same print. And there's a decent amount of those, so I could probably do some larger blocks there, squares or something. This one I just grabbed because it had that yellow in it, which coordinates, but I may or may not use that in this. And then this right here has this yellow and the teal, and then this darker teal all in it. So I figure that I could use for, I don't know, sashing or something. Who knows? Maybe I'll use the print for the sashing and the solids since there's less of the solids. Just some more fun stuff. Alright, and the final stack, which I think makes stack number 5, I'm going to say. Okay, this was kind of fun fabric. It looks like it's pears, I guess. And I love that color green there. And then this one, I thought kind of went with it. And it reminds me of, like, I don't know, also of a combination of a sort of an abstract of citrus and like the inside of a hard-boiled egg. I know that sounds weird, but I thought, well, it's sort of a, sort of goes with it. And then there's this one, which I may or may not use with these, but sort of had a kind of similar look. And then I brought in some of the solids. Like I said, clearly this all came from the same person's stash, because it was all, I love this color right here. And this is in that thing with the pears and the thing with the hard-boiled, or the fried eggs on it. And then there's also this really bright green. So yeah, that's my fun shopping that I did at Project Linus. I was in the mood to shop, so it was kind of cool that this big donation came in, and they were actually relieved that, you know, that I took so much, because some of these are small bits of fabric, and if there's not enough to like do what they consider a whole pattern of, like, you know, out of a book, a lot of them won't take it. So they're always glad, and a lot of these, those tonal prints were less than a fat quarter. And if it's less than a fat quarter, a lot of these ladies won't take it. So yeah, so I took all of that. As far as Ken's quilt is concerned, I had a bit of a snag, so I'm not done quilting that. I am done with the stitch in the ditch, but my walking foot broke, unfortunately, on the Kenmore. You know, no, I never read anywhere before until I started researching the problems I was having that you shouldn't stitch backwards with a walking foot on. Even though you're straight stitching. I'd never heard that before, but apparently that's a thing, and I was doing that to lock my stitching in certain places, and I guess I won't do that anymore. Anyway, that's a super high shank, and the walking foot is kind of expensive, and I really didn't want to take that long of a break on this quilt to wait for it to come in, so I swapped places with the Singer, and I put my Singer 301. I managed to find something I could stick it underneath it to make it the same height as my homemade extension table. So it's in the place of the Kenmore that I showed you last week. I'll stick a picture in. And yeah, and that's it. I look forward to watching all your videos, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!